on, we are going to make a creamy pureed pumpkin soup. This is very hearty and warming, especially because it's getting cold outside now. So what we have in the soup pot is we have a combination of 4 cups of water and 2 cups of rice beverage. But I 1.5 times your recipe, so it's going to look like a little more. Again, my favorite non-dairy beverage, rice. Again, you can use whatever your non-dairy favorite is. I like the flavor of this one. You're going to take 1 onion, and it's going to be chopped up. You're going to put it into the boiling water rice milk combination. And then you're going to take 6 cups of pumpkin puree. So you can either use the pumpkin out of the baked pumpkin, or you can use a can. I actually have a combination here. This is the canned pumpkin on the bottom. This is the pumpkin puree on the top. Just for something different, I've used both. This soup is eventually going to get pureed with either a hand blender or a food processor or something like that. So it's going in there chunky, but that's okay, because it's going to get pureed and it's going to get nice and creamy, right?
Cool.
So this pumpkin is already cooked. So the only thing that really needs to get cooked in here is the onion, right? So the onion gets nice and soft and sweet tasting because the pumpkin's already cooked. So we'll just let that come up to a boil. We're going to cook that for approximately 10 minutes, and then we're going to add the brown rice. So this is leftover brown rice in your refrigerator, or if you want to cook something up, you've got 2 cups of brown rice. The brown rice, once it gets pureed, is going to create a thick, creamy soup again. So that's, creamy, thick soups are usually French, with butter and heavy cream and all that saturated fat that's no good for you. So instead, we're going to use the cooked brown rice, and the pumpkin itself is thick, and then in substitution of all that oil, the rice milk has safflower oil and sunflower oil in there, good quality vegetable oils. So we've got a little bit of fat there too, but nowhere near the saturated fat that's in traditional creamy soups. Brown rice, our complex carbohydrate, it's what gives the body energy. Complex carbohydrates give you energy. Full of antioxidants to help fight off diseases, such as vitamin E, coenzyme Q10, lots of big long words that I can't pronounce. And there is something in brown rice called IP6. It's an antioxidant, it's called IP6. You could actually go to the health food store and go in the supplement department and buy a bottle of pills, IP6. It says anti-cancer supplement.
Wow.
It's made from brown rice. That's how strong and powerful brown rice is, right? So if you just eat it on a regular basis, you don't need to take the pills. Just so you know. Now, let's talk about pumpkin. I haven't got a chance to tell you all the health benefits of pumpkin. So, most people think of pumpkin at Halloween time as the big pumpkin that you carve and put on your porch. But no, you can actually eat it. The smaller ones are sweeter. So that's why the smaller ones are called pie pumpkins. The big ones, you can eat. You can bake them in the oven and eat them. They're not going to be as sweet tasting, but you can. So that naturally sweet flavor is known to feed and nurture your spleen, pancreas, and stomach. Your digestive organs, your middle organs, these are the organs that help you deal with stress. So pumpkin is your anti-stress food. So if you're stressed out, eat pumpkin. Because it's a complex carbohydrate in the vegetable family, it helps regulate your blood sugars. So it stabilizes your blood sugar, it helps with blood sugar imbalances. It is high in vitamin A, high in vitamin C, contains potassium, magnesium. It has a lot of the same health benefits as squash. So it has anti-carcinogen properties to help you fight off diseases. And again, it's known for being sweet and soft, which are known to feed your cravings. So when you start, like you want a dessert, you want a sweet craving, like, a candy bar or something like that, eat baked pumpkin or squash, either one, that give you that nice sweetness so that it takes away your cravings for sweetness that's not good for you. So the pumpkin is actually very beneficial to you. Most people don't even think of, you know, pumpkin except for at pumpkin time, you know, carving it for Halloween. All right. I'm going to add the brown rice to this, and then this is just going to cook until it's all nice and creamy, and then we're going to puree it. Once it gets to the point where we're going to puree it, we are going to add some seasoning. And I've got some interesting seasonings going into this pureed pumpkin soup, because I didn't want it to be a dessert soup where it was going to be sweet. Yet, traditionally when you think of pumpkin, you think of cinnamon, right? So I've got the cinnamon in there, but I've also got savory spices like cumin. Cumin is that flavor that's in there that gives it like a little kick. And chili powder, but not a lot. Just a little hint, like a quarter teaspoon, because I thought it would give it some heat in the background. And a little quarter teaspoon of turmeric. I'm using fresh, dried turmeric for the soup recipe, right? So this is literally a soup that's like antioxidant, fight off disease soup.
Sure is.
But that doesn't sound as appealing as creamy pureed pumpkin soup, right? Antioxidant, fight off disease soup. I don't think anybody's going to want to eat that, right? So, but it is a power-packed soup, and it's going to be nice and thick when we eat it. All right, let's go on a break. Let's get set up for the pumpkin hummus.